What's going on, guys? This is Daniel from The Genuine Human, and today I would like to talk a little bit about walking. You see, walking is a major part of human existence, and if we want to truly master our physical bodies, then we cannot ignore how we walk, and we should refine and perfect our technique.
So let's get right into it. First, let me show you how we are not supposed to walk. And there are basically two variations that have the same problem. And the first one you see right now is where I keep my legs rather straight and maybe even kind of stiff. And the other variation is where I bend my knees and hips a little bit. But in both these variations, basically what I do is to put my heel on the ground first and then roll onto my toes. And this is what we want to avoid, because this walking technique puts a lot of strain on our heel, ankles, knees, hips and lower back. When we take off our shoes and walk around on a hard surface, this problem becomes abundantly clear. I suggest you try this out for yourself, and I guarantee you will feel the immense shock that you put on your heels, ankles, knees and hips with every single step you take this way. Another problem with this wrong technique is when we walk in a more natural setting like on grass, we are more susceptible to sharp weeds, to thorns, etc. that can actually hurt our feet, because we put a lot of momentum into our step this way, and there's no real way for us to de-accelerate our step and to kind of soften and absorb the shock that we put on our legs and feet.
So the major reason why we developed the wrong walking technique in the first place is because of the wrong footwear, essentially. So if we wear shoes that are really constricting, that are not flexible, that have very thick soles, then we cannot, it's simply impossible for our legs, for our feet to perform their natural movement, the way they were supposed to be used. And such a kind of footwear allows us to get by with the wrong technique. It turns our feet, which is a very complex and sophisticated mechanical creation, if you so will, where all parts have a certain purpose. Every muscle, every tendon, every bone has a certain purpose in the natural movement of walking. And if we constrict our feet and basically stop using them because our shoes won't allow it, then of course that's going to create problems. And then we are going to walk differently, because we basically change the mechanics of how we are walking.
So finally, let us take a look at what the actual correct technique for walking around looks like. And the most important part of it is that we walk toe to heel instead of heel to toe, as you can see right now. And this way of walking fully engages the entire complex of lower legs and feet that we have, and the way that they are designed to be used and function as a whole unit. The thing is that all the muscles that we have in the feet, and most importantly our calves, they act like springs that are meant to absorb the shock we take with each step. However, we only make full use of this mechanical system of ours if we walk toes to heel, like I do right now. And every step that we take that way, we will be in full control at all times, and we engage our muscles properly in this way, and that helps us to move very smoothly and with a lot of grace. A good way to realize whether we are doing this correct or not is to listen if we are producing any sounds. Ideally, we should walk pretty quietly. There should be no banging sounds whenever we take a step. So right now you saw me using the right walking technique while going barefoot, but the same of course applies to when we are walking around in shoes as well. The design of our legs and feet doesn't change, and we should still strive to walk toe to heel instead of heel to toe to protect our joints, knees, ankles, hips, and lower back. And this way of walking, of course, like mentioned before, gives us more control, more stability, and more smoothness in general every time we're taking steps. And it doesn't really matter what kind of shoes we wear. However, our shoes greatly affect our ability to walk naturally or not. And great shoes would help us, would kind of encourage us to walk naturally, whereas less than ideal shoes would encourage us to walk heel to toe. So if you have a hard time getting used to proper movement, then maybe you need to think about upgrading your footwear.
So if you're wondering what kind of shoe I was wearing during this video, this one right here is a simple scout shoe that I bought a few years back here in Thailand. It's the one the students wear. And I find it quite decent, really. It's very lightweight. It's got a thin sole. It is relatively flexible. It's not a real barefoot shoe. So I feel like I want to upgrade in this area. And speaking of which, I'm an official affiliate for Zero Shoes, and you can find a link in the description below. They produce huge variety of barefoot shoes. They have a lot of boots, hiking shoes, casual shoes, running shoes, sandals, whatever it is you would like to wear. I'm pretty sure they got you covered. And if you feel like supporting me and getting your own barefoot shoes, I suggest you click on the affiliate link in the description. That way you can support my work at the same time, and I would really appreciate that. Okay, so I hope this video helped you, and I hope this will encourage you to improve your walking technique for your own health and well-being. This is what I care about, and thank you for watching. And as always, stay genuine. Daniel out.